In recent years, one of the darkest scandals in Southern Baptist history has come to light, not from 100 years ago, but in our own time. Hundreds of abuse survivors have stepped forward to reveal that for decades, sexual abuse was happening in Southern Baptist churches. Pastors, volunteers, and church leaders were accused of abusing women and children, and many of them were quietly allowed to continue serving in ministry. Some were simply moved to other churches. Others were never reported to police at all. But the most devastating part wasn't just the abuse, it was the response. Time after time, survivors say they were ignored, silenced, or even blamed. Church leaders told them not to ruin a good man's ministry. Some were accused of lying. Others were pressured to forgive and move on. A few were even threatened. The people who should have protected them, the pastors, the elders, the leaders, chose to protect the institution instead. How could this happen in a denomination that claims to believe the Bible? One key reason is structure. Southern Baptists believe in local church autonomy. That means every SBC church is independent. There's no central authority to discipline pastors or intervene in abuse cases. It's up to each church to decide how to respond. But predators took advantage of that system. With no accountability, they moved freely. And with no database of known abusers, churches unknowingly hired men who had been removed for misconduct elsewhere. It became a cycle of harm, hidden behind stained glass. In 2019, journalists exposed the pattern. The Houston Chronicle documented over 700 victims in 20 years, and those were just the reported cases. The pressure grew. Survivors demanded change. The truth could no longer be buried. Eventually, the SBC was forced to act. In 2021, they agreed to a full investigation into how leaders had mishandled abuse claims. The report revealed shocking details. Leaders who knew the truth and did nothing. Some even kept private lists of abusers while telling the public that no list existed. This wasn't just failure, it was betrayal. But there is hope. The exposure led to repentance. Churches began adopting safeguards. A task force was formed. Plans are now in place to create a database, train leaders, and care for victims with the dignity they deserve. It's not perfect. There's still resistance. Some churches still push back. But the culture is changing, and change starts with truth. A church that hides sin is not walking in the light, but a church that confesses and reforms, that's a church God can use.